Reality recap.
Hi, Evelyn. Yes, I know you have the reunion. Yes, we have 2 more episodes. And then we have the reunion, of course.
I look like the slut. I look like a mom. She was like, you the one that look like you got a high body count hair. I fell the fuck out, y'all.
Candace, has Deborah reached out to you to apologize after the episode aired showing Chris did not flirt with her?
She wouldn't dare. She would get eaten for breakfast.
Oh boy.
No, she's doubling down.
Why would you go meet with Ray J without talking to Princess or letting her know why? Like, she's trying to justify that she told her after the fact and not supposed to make it.
What do you think of your ex-husband Jim coming out and saying you did not try to stop him from suing Shannon and Tamara?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, if his memory is a little foggy about what transpired back then, that's okay. However, he did admit that I had nothing to do with the...
Reality recap. Reality recap.
What's up, y'all? Happy Monday. It is your girl V with Reality Recap here for a live tea talk session. And today we are covering last night's episode of Lhmia Talk Miami. Before we get started, we are streaming live right now across Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. If you are not able to watch this live in its entirety, no worries. It will be loaded on my YouTube channel after we finish. So please make sure you click the link in my bio if you're watching from Facebook or from Instagram, and like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're watching from YouTube, again, please make sure you subscribe and like this video. I appreciate all the support. The chats are live right now. I always welcome you guys to give your thoughts on the episode as I go through my unsolicited thoughts. And again, today we are covering last night's episode of Lhmia Talk Miami. Now, before we get into the episode, there was a few things in the news today from the Lhmia Talk Miami cast, and I want to show them to you. One being Shay, because I keep wondering, where's Shay? And when is she going to find out that Fabo is hanging out with Gael? We haven't got into that yet. We've only seen them hanging out once or twice, dancing and grinding. And then she took him to the Mambo and he got the hell out of Dodge. So we haven't really seen if they're still hanging out. We don't know if Fabo and Gael is still hanging out. We haven't seen Shay for a couple of episodes. So I was wondering, just where is Shay? When is she going to find out about Fabo and Gael? Well, she recently did an interview that hit the internet streets, talking about her relationship with Fabo and giving an update. So I wanted to play that for y'all so you can get it's a quick snippet that I want to play for you of her interview that she recently did. Let me play that for you.
Me, so my issue right now is family issues. I kind of got it back good with my girls because I need them right now, and you'll see that. So my issue is my on again, off again man.
Okay, so what's the status of your relationship? Because I was actually going to get into that. What's the status of your relationship?
Look at Amanda.
Your man.
I want to know too.
It's a really live roller coaster. One minute we're here and we're on the same page. The next minute he's doing things that is disrespectful and unloyal. But I have a child with this man. So honestly, do I have it all figured out? No, I don't have it all figured out. But I do know the fairy tale that I want. Who doesn't want the marriage, the wedding, the husband, kids, to travel and just have that moment? I've desired that. I've dreamed about that. But I want it with the right person. And I'm maybe realizing I don't know if this is the right person, but stay tuned and you'll see.
Yeah. So it seems like, regardless of if Shay has found out or she's watching this season along with us and she's seen that Fabo was messing with Gael, it seems as though she is yet still trying to make things work with Fabo. Hey, they have a child together. She wants to try to work it out. She grown, y'all. I mean, the man has taken her through it. Some of y'all was talking about, we've been seeing Shay on our TV getting played out by men since the Bush administration. Y'all play too much on this internet. But she is clearly choosing to stick it out with Fabo and try to make it work. So all this time I've been waiting to see where's Shay, why, when is she gonna see that he's messing with Gael? Is she gonna flip out? Is she gonna crash out? But apparently she's seen it. This interview is recent. It hit the internet today. And she's gonna stick it out with Fabo and try to make it work. Also in Love and Hip Hop Miami news, Suge Knight's son wants to fight Ray J. Why, y'all? Let me show y'all this clip and then we're gonna get into the episode. But yeah, Ray J is being called out by Suge Knight's son, and he wants to fight, y'all. So let me show y'all that.
I'm getting all these little messages, so real quick, I'm gonna get to the point. Hey, Ray J, real quick, bro. How about we set up this fade? Let's do the Suge J versus Ray J fight. Let's get straight to it because you want to talk about my family. You want to spread out lies. Let's run that. Suge J versus Ray J. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been homeschooled all your whole life, bro. I graduated from Crenshaw. I don't think you're ready for this, but you know what? I'm gonna call you out on that. It's a real West Coast fade. I'm gonna really whip that ass. I ain't the Combs, my night. Trust me.
So not only does Diddy's sons want to fight Ray J and he getting his windows busted out on his Maybach truck, also Suge Knight wants to fight Ray J. And I have no clue why, y'all. I've been digging all day. Y'all know I'm gonna get to the bottom of it, but I haven't seen any lives or any clips of where Ray J said anything about Suge Knight family, or this young man, Suge J. I haven't seen anything, but he's apparently alleging that Ray J is spreading lies about his family, and he gonna give him a good old Crenshaw High School West Coast ass whooping. That's what he say he gonna do. So that is the news right now. Hey, Latoya, thank you for checking in on Facebook. I'm glad you didn't miss me. But yes, so there you have it. In Love and Hip Hop Miami news, Shay is still trying to work things out with Fabo. Although we haven't seen her in a few episodes, she did an interview that hit the internet today, and she's still trying to work it out with him. She wants the white picket fence in the family, and she's trying to make it work. She's not sure if Fabo is the one. I think we're sure that he's not the one, but she's still trying to figure that out and work things out for her family. And Suge Knight's son wants to fight Ray J, because he says Ray J is spreading lies about his family. Yet I haven't seen him do any lives or any interviews, anything posted on his page talking about Suge Knight or his family. So I don't know. But Latoria seemed like she got some tea. You always do. Let's see what she said. She said, what, Ray J going to get hurt in these streets? Too many people trying to fight him. Yeah, he got Diddy sons after him. He said he squashed that though, but then after he said he squashed it, his windows got broke out in his Maybach. I don't know if Princess did that or not, but that happened after the fact. Said maybe because Ray J may have responded back to Suge Knight. Said it's in Tasha K page, and Suge is saying Ray J play a part in Whitney death, and he says Snoop plays a part in Pac's demise. Wow. I'll look at it because I ain't even seen that on Tasha K page. I was like, why does this man want to fight Ray J? I've been looking all day. Like, it just felt very left field. I'm gonna look at her page right now. Was it something recently posted? Okay, I see it. I see it now. Suge Knight spills explosive allegations, claims Ray J had a hand in Whitney Houston's death, and has receipts on Snoop linked to Tupac's murder. Wow. That was just 3 hours ago. Okay. That's why I said I saw this earlier today, and I was looking and looking and looking like, what did this man say? About, oh, my audio is really low. Let me see. Tell me if that makes it any better. Oh, I thought you said my audio was low. I totally misread your comment. He said it's on audio. I literally just saw it. Okay, yeah, I see it right now too. I do. Okay. Well, there you have it. But it seemed like I ain't gonna say Suge Knight spreading lies, but it seemed like Suge Knight's the one spreading information about Ray J, not the other way around. But I definitely haven't seen any response from Ray J. And again, Suge Knight put this up earlier today, so I don't know, child. But thank you for the tidbit, my love. I'll definitely be following up on that after this to see why this man want to give out a Crenshaw ass whooping. Now, let's get into the episode because last night was nothing short of a good time. I laughed the entire episode. These people cannot be serious on this show. Like, it was pure comedy. I'm telling you. Let me get to my notes. Let's get into it because I enjoyed every minute of it. So, y'all, finally, Derek had a successful studio session. I keep at, that's me and Tori is one of our running jokes that Derek, that's Angela White's now fiance, but boyfriend at the time on the show, who came to Miami, which we thought, or what he said was to work on making his own album, but he's been in the studio trying to make songs with everybody from Ching Diamond to the Twins to Flo. And every time, even with Angela herself, and every time he gets in the studio, he cannot have a successful studio session because these I was about to say characters, but all of his castmates seem to always have some drama going on when they come in the studio. So last night he previewed a song because the Hollywood twins have completed a song. They're having a single release party and he previewed the song for Trick Daddy. So he had a completed song. Trick Daddy gave him some advice, which I thought was actually good advice because at the beginning I was trying to catch the beat. Y'all know that meme of Jay-Z when he like, I was trying to catch the beat like that when it first came on, but it seemed like it was so many curses that they were trying to bleep out or blur out for us not to hear that it just dragged as the intro. So he went ahead and told him, let's cut that down. Let's get straight into the song. And he was very respectful and listened. He respected Trick Daddy's advice and said he would definitely follow that. He's the legend in the game. I thought that was great. So he finally had a successful studio session last night. Toria said, first thing that was the first thing I said when I saw it. I was like, well, let's see if you got something made or get something made. Exactly. Finally, there's a song that will be debuted. We then see Brooke and Marcus. Marcus been out of town. He been in LA. He comes back. Brooke tells him everything we saw in the last episode, that she basically ain't got no friends left. Princess don't want to be her friend because she ain't choosing a side in her beef with Amada. Amada feels the same way, that she's not choosing her side or sticking up for her. She stayed quiet when Princess tried to eat her up in that roasting session they had at Angela's sobriety party. So she basically told him she ain't got a friend left. Bobby tried to come for her. She went off on Amada. So she let him know she ain't got no friends left. Marcus says that he's going to sit down with Princess and with Ray J again without Brooke. He's going to leave her out since they say that she's the problem. He's going to leave them out. Now, he said at that moment that he was going to have a therapist come in that helped him and Brooke. And I said, finally, we're going to get a real licensed therapist because Marcus is not qualified to be anybody's therapist, counselor, not even anybody's life coach, if you ask me. I was just saying he ain't got the credentials. We don't know him for that. He just was on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, wilding with women. He showed up on Miami married, and now he's going to tell us all how to live our lives. I don't know how he got qualified. I keep asking y'all every single recap who died and made Brooke and Marcus the resident therapist of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Okay. But finally, he said that he was going to bring in a therapist that helped him and Brooke with their marriage. I said, oh, okay. Cool. We're gonna finally get a licensed therapist on here. On to the next. Thank you for checking in on on Instagram. Saying Brooke was being messy though. She was. I do feel like, for that to be a therapy session or a safe space where she blamed it on having too much wine, when she asking about smelling hot pockets, that's not how a therapist would approach the situation. And if Princess had just shared that with her, and then you turn around and tell what she told you, that ain't even friendship code right there. And right, she was laughing at the Estelitas launch event for her foreign lashings, honey. But she was laughing while Princess was over there handling Amada and Estelita. So yeah, like she's not really loyal to anyone. She likes mess, yet she's trying to play like she's a changed person, but you could tell she likes the mess. And she was with the shits when she was on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Now she's over here trying to act like the resident therapist. I don't get it. I really don't. On to the next, also said the French fry scene was hilarious. It was. I posted the episode highlight on my page earlier today, and y'all are still going up on that video laughing. I was on the floor, and we definitely gonna get into it in a few. And Toria on Facebook said, I think Ray J, Princess, Marcus, and Brooks set this mess up. It doesn't seem real. Nothing Ray J does seem real to me. And every scene, I swear I be seeing him smirk like he about to bust out laughing in every single scene. Even when he was talking to Amada, when she was at the emergency with her wrapped up finger, when he walked away from Brooke and Marcus' therapy session, every one of those scenes, it looks like he's about to bust out laughing any moment. As if, honestly, I feel like they probably have to retape it a couple of times because he do be laughing. I really do. I don't think Ray J ain't got a serious bone in his body. Even when he did the live with Nicki Minaj, I can't take nothing he do seriously. I really can't. Excuse me. But yeah, so that is Marcus's plan to meet up with Princess and Ray J without Brooke. He said he was going to bring a therapist, but the therapist wasn't there, and we'll get into that in a second. I thought it was actually going to go somewhere if he was going to bring an actual licensed therapist, but he didn't. So we'll get into that in a second. Pinky has made it to Miami. We talked about Pinky. She's the TikTok sensation that acts like a video game character. She was doing mukbang, eating 50 hot dogs at once and 20,000 lobster tails and mess. She's doing that, and she wants to pursue rapping. And she made it to Miami. And it seemed like the cast really embraced her. She had TikTok videos with Trick Daddy. He was inviting her to the Hollywood Twins single release party. She was with Tip and Bobby, and she, even with Ching Diamond, she had I was like, okay, so she's made it to Miami and they really have embraced her. But she said she got to Miami and she ain't heard from Timbaland, who was the main reason she was supposed to be moving to Miami. It was giving, y'all remember the episode of Martin when he went to Hollywood to be on the Barnell Hill show, and Barnell Hill said that was just Hollywood talk? Is that what happened? Did she not really have something squared away with Timbaland for her to move all the way to Miami expecting for him to make music with her, and she can't get in touch with him? You ain't get in touch with him before you decided to move? I was really shocked that she had not talked to him at all. Like, what is your plan? But she said she ain't come to play. She's still coming to do music or whatever. But the main person that she was coming to do music with don't seem to know she's there. I found that very strange, yet hilarious. I laughed. I ain't gonna lie. On to the next said, I don't care about Pinky. I said that at first too. On to the next, I didn't care about Pinky. Then she had an interesting background story with her being a dancer and where she came from and her beef with her sister. So I was like, and she was, heavy into alcohol, got a bad kidney and all of that. So maybe I got sucked into the sympathy of her story, but I was like, all right, I'm gonna give this girl a chance. Timbaland is gonna make some music with her, let's see what's up. And she get to Miami and can't even get in touch with the man. I said, Lord have mercy. And Tori, stop calling people slow. Some of my stuff is Pinky slow. I know Hood as well. She didn't think that advice still in the spotlight means to do what she did. Child, we're gonna get into it. Has she not reached out to Timberland? Apparently, she can't get in touch with him. I'm like, do you even have his number? I'm telling y'all, it's giving Barnell Hill. It's giving you ain't coming to the lake to get no catfish. That's what it's giving. Like, I think he just said it to her, like, oh yeah, let's make some music together one day. And she made like he endorsing her. He got tracks and beats ready for her, and she flying in to do her EP. And she can't even get in touch with him. Child, I said, Lord have mercy. But she's sitting down. She meets up with Bobby and Tip, and Bobby and Tip are giving her advice that we'll get into later in this episode that she definitely took the wrong way. But Bobby was telling her that Miami music scene is very old school. You got to work for it. You got to grind. You got to show that you really want it and that you have to be that bitch. You got to take the spotlight. And she totally took that incorrectly, y'all. So we'll get into that in a second. But she took that advice and ran with it, literally. So we'll get into that. Y'all, Ching Diamond Man came home this episode. Ching Diamond's man came home. Why did this man come in that room with a shirt on that said, "You my favorite hoe," with a picture of her? Are we serious? Are we serious right now? That's really her man? Which one of y'all got y'all husbands and boyfriends coming home with a shirt that say "You my favorite hoe" with your picture on it? Be fucking for real. This episode was pure comedy. Like it, I know this ain't all real, but it be so funny. All I could do is laugh, and that's what I'm looking to do when I watch Love and Hip Hop and all these other shows. Anyway, is laugh. I ain't looking for. I don't have a serious bone in my body. If I'm gonna laugh, I'm into it. And him coming in there with that shirt that said his favorite hoe, I died. I really did. I really did. But yeah, they get to talking, and he really is just still spitting that jail talk to her. You know, she basically telling him that her mama said that he got to get a job and take care of bills and everything. And he telling her, you ain't got to tell me that. I know. He said he focused. He want to get married. He want to have a family. Sounds all good when you 1 to 2 days out of jail. It really do. And that's the same shit he been kicking to her when he was in jail. So I guess, you know, she falling for it. He rubbing all on her. They kissing all over. And he telling her that he going to get a job and do right. We'll see. He's a habitual offender, clearly, and continues to go to jail. But she's saying, you know, he telling her that he's focused, he got clarity, and he said he ain't for no other woman, even though she said that he done cheated on her upwards of 20 plus times. He's saying that he ain't got no eyes for nobody else. Y'all heard her say under her voice, but you ain't seen these bitches in Miami because it's BBL city down there. Okay? Them, them women down there, that's the capital of BBL besides Atlanta. So we'll see. But apparently, you know, he jail talking the shit out of her right now. And she's believing that he's going to get a job. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Amarda checks in with Estelita last night. Estelita's been off the scene. She checks in with Estelita, and Estelita is telling her that she's having health issues. Oh, wait, let's see. Before Latoria, what did you say? Victoria said, I don't think Pinky accent is real. At some point, I hear her sounding like Cardi B when she was on Love and Hip Hop. Something isn't right. I can't place my finger on it yet with the accent. But yeah, it's definitely one of a kind. I'll just put it that way. And Tori said, I pray this is an act from Diamond because she making big women look bad and most definitely playing into stereotypes about big women. I laughed so hard at them. He gaslighting her and she falling for it. I pray it's an act. I don't know. Now that's the one thing I don't know because she seemed to really love this guy. The way I don't know, the way she slid down that wall slowly and cried when he had to do an extra 30 days before he was going to get out, child. I was like, it messed up her whole studio session for with Derek. And I think she really like her. I'm assuming that's part of the show that might be real. But him coming in there with a t-shirt that said my favorite hoe, I'm hoping that's fake. But yeah, Amada checks in on Estelita. She's having some health issues. She fell into the trap back in the day. She got some illegal butt shots, and the silicone is traveling through her body. We've heard this story time and time again. Aching legs, aching waist, aching body, and she's had 2 surgeries already, and she needs one more. Or the doctor is saying that if this silicone enters her veins, she could die. So she is hesitant, or was procrastinating to have the 3rd surgery, but she has to get it done. She has to go over to Colombia. She was telling Amada how, she has to get it done. She wants to have children. And I was thinking, not laughing at Estelita and her situation, but Amada seemed very emotionally unaware that she left that whole conversation on the table to talk about how she wants more kids with Alan, and deciding if she should ask him to be her sperm donor for more kids. This woman just told you she could die, and you want more kids with Alan, who you don't even see on a regular now, to see the 2 children you do have together. I was like, what? That like totally went over her head. Even my husband, because my husband was sitting there working and editing pictures, and he was like, "Did she not just hear what she said?" I said, "Okay, so it's not just me." But she was definitely very emotionally unaware of her friend sitting there crying and telling her that she got to have a 3rd major surgery in another country and leaves like tomorrow, and she telling us how she want Alan to put it in a cup for her. What? I'm telling you, this it cannot be real, because I was on the floor. I really was. Like I was just like, what is going on? Tori said Amada didn't check on Estelita. Amada made that whole conversation about Amada. Amada didn't say, "I'm sorry to hear that. Do you need me to be there for you?" or nothing. Exactly. Not even who's going to Colombia for you with you. When will you be back? I'm sorry you're going through this. None of that. It was like, well, yeah, speaking of having kids, and you want to have kids, I want to have some more too. And I'm gonna ask Alan to put it in the cup, child. I said, this can't be serious. It really can't. And Tori also said, okay, I thought it was just me. I was like, well, am I not going to say I'm sorry to hear that or nothing? Yeah. Even my husband mentioned it. He was just sitting there minding his business, editing pictures. And yes, he was like, he literally was like, how emotionally ignorant could she be? I said, yeah, child. I don't know what's going on, but Estelita is apparently off to get surgery. We didn't get much information because Amada didn't ask nothing, but yeah, she's off to get surgery. Then we see Tip meet up with Eliza. Tip meets up with Eliza because she's upset with Eliza that Eliza didn't show up to her book reading, which, by the way, reminder to self, I still got to get that book. I told you I was going to try to get the audio so I could listen to it in the car. But she didn't show up to her book reading event, and she wanted to talk to Eliza about it. But Eliza pretty much came into the conversation crying, saying, please don't beat me up because I have a lot going on. Tip said, okay, so what you got going on? Eliza confides in Tip that she is pregnant, but she will not tell Tip who the baby father is because, she feels like Tip did her wrong in the past in her situation with Future, when it seemed like, honestly, Tip was just telling the truth and holding her accountable in that conversation. She was saying, so you pretty much trapped somebody else. And she was like, why would you say trap? How could you say trap if somebody is willingly, skeeting off in you? How could you say that I'm trapping them? And she said, well, it's definitely could be a trap if you are asking for money to abort the pregnancy. And I believe what Tip says, y'all. I believe that's how Eliza rolls. I told y'all, you cannot convince me that Tip's whole book is not about about Eliza's life. You can't convince me otherwise. Maybe with a little bit of truth sprinkled about her own life, but the major part, especially what she read at that book reading, was about Eliza. You can't convince me otherwise. But can I be honest with y'all? I don't even believe that Eliza's really pregnant. I just feel like this woman will do whatever, expose whatever, use whatever storyline to be relevant on this show. Hence that prop flop of a shirt that she wore last episode. I really don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. She's not pregnant currently on social media, half dressed all the time. I just don't believe it. I really don't. But if she was pregnant, we'll see what happens and why she's not pregnant currently on social media. But I believe everything Tip was saying about her trapping dudes. She was asking, what is it, an NFL player or a rapper? Because you only mess with those type of dudes that got money and you not having no baby by nobody else. And she said, if it wasn't someone famous, it wouldn't be a big deal. So I believe everything Tip was saying. And, the truth gets you upset. So Eliza seemed upset and telling her basically you can go on with yourself, called a raggedy, but Tip was giving her some truth serum. Tori said, did you see how Eliza tried to ignore what Tip said when she said about you asking for money to abort the pregnancy? Exactly. And it's not, and the way Tip said it, Toria, it didn't feel like it was, okay, I just need the money to do, to abort the pregnancy. It's more like, I need some hush money. I need almost extortion, some type of, blackmailing happening where either, I don't know, the person could be married. I'm just, throwing out scenarios. This is not true. All my thoughts and allegedly, but it's it was coming off does he have a marriage or another woman, or do you not just are you going to expose him if he doesn't not only pay for this pregnancy to be aborted, but give you money? That's what it was given. So we'll see what happens, but she's definitely not pregnant on social media. So I truly don't believe that she was pregnant to begin with. It's giving, I need to stay on this show, so let me make up my next storyline because my daughter will not film with me. That's what it was giving. So we'll see. We then see Amada meet with Alan on the beach. Why did they have to be dressed in all white for her to ask him to put sperm in a cup? Beyond me. But she met with him on the beach. She's asking first what happened with the Flo situation. She set up an umbrella with a blanket and a carton of grapes. And he told my son Flo was like this grape, and he stuck the grape in the ground and dug it. He dug a hole and said he buried that situation. He done with Flo. He also said that his intentions was not to harm Amada. He was just simply sharing with Flo that he expressed his wants to have his children together and spend more time with his daughters. Child, you was pillow talking with the enemy, with the op. Hello. You know better than that. But he said he buried that situation, and Amada goes on to ask him to put a sperm in a cup so that she can have more kids. Drift the Great, thank you for checking in on Instagram. Said, I cannot take her in them color contacts. I just didn't understand why we needed this dramatic beach scene with her dragging her foot in the sand, her dressed in all white, he coming in his white shirt and all of that. I guess maybe it symbolized her asking for him to be her donor. I don't know, but it was just a lot for the conversation that they were setting up to have. And all I could do was laugh. Why are they in this all white? And what perplexed me about the conversation was Alan says, well, I'm a man of God. Now, if I'm going to do this, I'm not putting it in a cup. It has to be done the natural way. And I also have to talk to my wife about it. What? So you are saying you are a man of God that needs to have premarital sex with Amada to get her pregnant. You can't put it in the cup, but you also have to talk to your wife first about you committing adultery, but you're a man of God. What are we talking about here, y'all? This can't be real life. This cannot be real life. It really, really can. I was a bit shocked. I'm gonna be honest. Like, we know Alan has a wife, but all he said about it is that when he got pregnant, well, when he got Amada pregnant, that they were in a bad space. So that led me to believe that they were in a bad space or they were separated or divorced. And to hear him kind of say much of nothing, except for he has to talk to his wife. And when they asked him in the confessional about it, he like, so what's up with your wife? He like, oh, she cool, but she gonna be mad to hear about this, but he got to talk to her about it first. My head was like, what? What are we talking about? Drift the Great on Instagram said she always talking about colorism, but went out her way to find the lightest married Dominican man to have kids with. I hope his wife slap her next. Lord have mercy. I don't know, but this wife, I ain't gonna front. I was like, maybe I don't know if Love and Hip Hop is played in the Dominican Republic. I really don't know. I've traveled there a few times, but I'm so hooked to my reality TV shows. Like, I always take my iPad any country I go into. My husband put a VPN on my iPad so that I could just watch my shows regular, like I just log into my cable app. So I'm not ever like, I never really turn on a TV when I go on vacation. I'll watch my shows at night or like in the airport with my VPN connection. So I don't know. It had me feeling like maybe they don't play Love and Hip Hop in the DR. Like, what's going on through this wife's head that this is a conversation that he can even entertain with her? I don't know. I really don't know. I left it very confused. Drifter Grace said, did you discuss Married to Medicine yet? I did. I did my recap on Married to Medicine yesterday. It is on my YouTube channel. Y'all still going up on those videos too, and the whole King and Dr. G fight. But yes, I recapped it yesterday, my love. Toria said on Instagram, as she always said, Toria don't go Love and Hip Hop Miami recap without calling Amada a garden tool before my recap is over. But she said, Amada is a garden tool. I am not liking her this season. She is a gaslighter, manipulative garden tool. Her excuses wanting this man's sperm is weak. Yeah, she's basically saying she just don't want more than one baby daddy. And that's her main reason, and she wants more kids. It doesn't make any sense to me when he's not there and present for the two twins that she does have. Her mother is tired. Her mother is, aging and don't want to be chasing around more kids while he off in the Dominican Republic with his actual wife. Like, that makes no sense to me. Tori also said Amada has changed and not in a good way. She needs to go get help about her low self-esteem. She will gap it for not she will gap it for whoever give her attention. Yeah, I don't know if it's daddy issues or what, because she reconciled with the daddy, but that doesn't erase years of her father not being there for her. I don't know. But it's also strange to me, Tori, because you on the show asking for him to be your sperm donor. Yet while you guys were filming this show, I seen her on her Instagram getting more jewelry from Safari. They were still hanging out. Haven't seen him on them together recently, but I want to say no more than 2 to 3 months ago, he was putting some necklaces around her neck. So it's the timelines of how she's jumping around from this situation, that situation, and back and forth. It's just not making sense. Just last season, she was engaged to Safari. She's hopping all around the place for real. Tori said, if Housewives is played there, I'm pretty sure Love and Hip Hop is. You remember from New York, she said her mom watched the show. Yeah, I'm sure it may be. I'm sure they have BH1, but I was just thinking, like, what is happening in his wife's head that he is even on this show and he's married, that he is having these conversations, that he was just with Flo and he was just with Gael, and like that's the only thing I could come up with, Toria, was that she don't watch the show or it's not being played in the DR where she is. That's the only things I could come up with for him to even be on this show and he has a wife. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Tori said, not to mention he not there for the 2 she got, and most people go that route and get rights terminated before it starts. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Her mother tired of running around with them kids. Ain't that why she had to go home when she was having a conversation with Ray J? Because her mother was tired and the babysitter had to go? Or at least that's what she said, right? So to say you want to have more and you got twins, toddlers right now, what is happening? What is really going on? I just can't put it together. So he said maybe they have an open marriage. I just wish he gave us more information. When they asked about the wife, all he said was she cool. What does that mean? So I was wishing they asked more questions. If I was the producer in there, I wouldn't have let up. I'd have been like Carlos at that Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion. I'd have been asking the second question. So she cool, like what? She know that you got these kids. Did she know you trying to have more? Did she know you here right now? Like I wouldn't have let up off him. I would have had foot on the gas that he gave me some more information other than, oh, she cool. Made absolutely no sense. So he's saying that he got to talk to his wife about it. We'll see what happens with that. I don't even know. Are we going to go to DR and see the conversation to be a fly on the wall? I would love to be. So we'll see what happens with that. He going to call her and have the conversation. Or is we going to go back to DR and see the conversation? It needs to be in person so she can smack him, because what is he talking about? We then go to the twins, the Hollywood twins. Oh, before we do that, one more comment. Tori said, I believe Amada tried to do something with Ray J. She tell Princess about the meeting, but leave out he came to her house. That is weird and suspicious. Yeah, the whole thing was suspicious. You know how I feel. You don't get me started about the One Wish movie with no characters, no plot, no script. What were they even meeting about that had to go back to the house? You already know how I feel. Something definitely happened. And she was wrong in that situation. She should have told Princess, and she shouldn't even have entertained it at all. So I believe something happened as well. But we end up at the twins single release party. And they get on stage giving they coyote ugly looks. They had on their jeans and stuff, looking like they about to dance on the bar. And Pinky shows up. And she took the information, or she took the advice that Bobby gave her to heart, and she decided to show up at the Hollywood Twins party, grab a mic, and cut off their performance. Just to yell in the mic that, yeah, I'm Pinky, I'm here. And I would say you should at least prep the DJ and had your song ready so you could have performed or outperform them or something. It just made no sense. She got up there just talking, interrupting them. The crowd started booing her. She embarrassed herself. She was wearing a full-on white lace wedding gown with a tiara at the strip club. It just didn't make any sense. And it was a lot of music people there. It's from what Trick Daddy was saying. And to me, she embarrassed herself. She tarnished her reputation. If she's trying to get into the music game, you should have bust up in Timberland house and start rapping for him and got you a song together instead of trying to ruin somebody else's performance. I just say I don't understand what's happening on this show, but that's what she did, y'all. She showed up at the Hollywood Twins single release party. They mama there. She mad. Trick is mad, and I was surprised that the twins didn't get off the stage and jump her. Real talk. I really was. They tried to, they stayed professional. Kudos for them. It ain't in me, but they stayed professional, and I just didn't understand her point when you had no song to perform. I really didn't understand it at all. Exactly, Toria. Same thing. I thought she was going to perform and did all this talking with her mic screaming at that. Like her mic was screaming. Yeah, like Pinky better go back home. In my opinion, she did what Lil Mama did. And you see how she was done. Bye, Pinky. Nice knowing you. Exactly. That right there turned me off. It was like I was interested in seeing her work with Timbaland. She can't even get in touch with the man. She came to Miami. It seems like she would be more successful in Miami just doing the TikTok thing. And she had the cast on her side and embracing her. She had done a bunch of videos with the cast. They were showing us the clips. And then you go and kind of ruin your reputation like that. I'm pretty sure that's not what Bobby meant when he said, for you to let them know that you that bitch just Have your own release party. Get a song first. You already had one song out. I don't like it, but work on that. It was left field. It made no sense, and all I could do was laugh. That's all I could do was laugh. Now we get to the end of the episode. We get to Ray J meeting up with Princess and Marcus meeting up with Ray J and Princess. We get to the end, they meet up. And first thing I say is, where is the marriage therapist that helped Marcus and Brooke that he said he was going to have there for them to work things out? Where is the therapist? As soon as I saw the therapist wasn't there, I said, this is not going to go well. They come in and really they tag teaming Marcus. It's a tag team roast. They asking him, who call you Dr. Black? Where you get that name from? You the one made it up. You the one that you ain't got no credentials to be a doctor. And what Brooke thinks she doing? She need her ass whoop is what what Princess said. Like, they tag team roasted him. Both of them look like they about to bust out laughing. I said, Lord have mercy. Like, she was loving it that Marcus and Ray J was going back and forth. And like I said, she was jumping in, and it was another old school hiking session. Like, they just be roasting. No wonder Princess be roasting the rest of the women on it. Like, she get practice with Ray J. They are so toxic, y'all. And I couldn't figure out for the life of me why Princess was even showing up for a reconciliation or a counseling session when you already have a divorce in process. What are you doing? It's not like it was a co-parenting therapy session where you have your children there, or maybe not, and y'all just working on that. I don't understand why she keeps showing up for these things when you say you don't want this man no more. It's one thing to still have love for someone because you're together, but you out here, you smacking folks, you ripping their wigs to shreds, showing up for 2 and 3 sessions of therapy for what? The paperwork is in. I don't get it. But they seem to thoroughly enjoy roasting Marcus for real. And I just was trying to figure out where was the real therapist. But anyway, Ray J saying, like, you playing in my face. He's throwing French fries. He telling Marcus, if you say one more thing, I'm gonna throw this French fry at you. Knowing the man on TV, and he ain't gonna let you punk him. He say, one more thing. Ray J throws the French fry at him. They get up and try to tussle with each other, and security jumps into it. Ray J and Princess go outside. Princess is acting like Ray J is a hero. She now wants to go to the beach and enjoy the day, and she'll meet him at the beach with the children. What? What is happening on this show, y'all? But she's acting like he's a real hero for their toxic display of having each other's back in there with Marcus. Marcus tried his best to stay cool. Them bags under his eyes started twitching. He tried his best to stay cool. They telling him he ain't basically, you ain't shit and neither is your wife. And he trying to stay cool, and he lost his cool because he threw a French fry at him. I was like, what is happening? And how do you go from that to let's go to the beach? Why y'all ain't just go to the beach to begin with? If you was gonna reconcile anyway, why y'all could have skipped the therapy session and just went to the beach? Princess leaves and says she going to get the kids, and she'll meet him at the beach. And here come Marcus. Marcus calling Ray J whack. Why you throwing French fries? That's corny. Ray J still looking like he want to laugh. He's saying, like, listen, you don't want this. You don't want to fight with me. Marcus tried to run up on him. Ray J throw off his shirt, and that belly came out. It just looked like that belly is full of liquor and cigarettes. Like, I just said, Lord have mercy, I can't take it. Like, we know Ray J can't fight, y'all. We know Ray J can't fight. But that belly came out looking full of liquor and cigarettes, and they trying to get at each other, and security breaking it up again. And that's how we ended the episode, child. With Ray J with no shirt on hopping in the Tesla truck, and Marcus mad as hell because he got smacked in the face with a French fry. I don't know. It was the most epic episode of just pure nonsense that you could ever ask for. And I know y'all say that it ain't real, it's trash TV, yet and still, every time I give y'all episode highlights, sneak peeks, still the top viewed, most engagement on my page is with Love and Hip Hop Miami and ATL. So y'all like it. I keep saying that to y'all too. It just must be y'all guilty pleasure that y'all don't want to admit, but y'all are definitely watching this show. Like, as no doubt about it, you're watching it. And yeah, Tori said, yeah, I was in the Twilight Zone. I was just like, what's happening here? Now we're gonna go to the beach. Oh, okay. And she said, Ray J with that nasty looking chest and the men boobs, knowing he about that life and that belly. And then did you see all that conked up deodorant under his arm? I was just like, what in the world is happening here? But it was, yes, Tori, I agree. It was funny, the funniest I have seen in a while. Yeah, because Love and Hip Hop ATL ain't been that great. I didn't even recap last week's episode because that's my toxic trait. I don't recap episodes when I don't like the episode. Rarely I do, but I didn't like the last episode of Love and Hip Hop ATL, so I didn't even recap it for y'all. But I'm gonna recap it tomorrow. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Love and Hip Hop Miami. A hilarious episode. I literally laughed. I had to like bring my volume down because the kids was asleep and I was hollering and laughing so hard. But I will be back tomorrow to recap Love and Hip Hop ATL. I gave you guys a sneak peek of the episode. Mandisi's is back in the hot seat, honey, because Jessica White is now alleging that her niece, that Mandisi tried to holler at her niece. This friend of Jasmine's, Kirkside baby mama, her friend is still back saying she knows someone that was, for sure messing with Mandisi. So he's back in the hot seat. So make sure y'all watch the episode. I will be back to recap that as well as Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I might not do Beverly Hills tomorrow because there's nothing on Wednesday. I might do that Thursday, but just make sure you set your alerts, guys, because life be life, and I wish I could give y'all a steady time. I'll be on here at noon. I'll be on here at 5:30, whatever time life allows me to do my recaps. And if you can't watch them live, I do pre-record it as well. So again, just make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you, Tori. I appreciate you. Now, before I get out of here, as I always say, reality TV stars are humans too. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a recap of Love and Hip Hop ATL. Enjoy your Monday, guys. It's your girl V with Reality Recap. Peace.